Hello, beautiful people. Listen, Daruma. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to be checking this video, which is really interesting, and it's about Diddy freak-offs and his white party. So, we're going to be checking this together. Let's check it out.
After founding Bad Boy Records in 1993, Sean P. Diddy Combs became the man responsible for bringing us some of the best hip-hop and R&B songs. As his influence in the industry accelerated, he started hosting an annual 4th of July white party and invite-only birthday parties. People were desperate to get on the guest list and would do anything to party alongside him. But now, we think it's safe to assume that there will be no more Diddy parties for a very long time, and many of his celebrity associates have slowly backed away from him. As of this video, the disgraced rap mogul is facing a potential life sentence if convicted of trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, and transportation to engage in paid intimate acts. Today, we'll be taking a look back at some of the sordid details of his infamous parties.
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
Nah, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
As well as the new allegations that have turned the entertainment industry upside down. Diddy's first 4th of July white party occurred in 1998 at his home in East Hampton. Anyone who could snag an invite knew they were in possession of one of the hottest summer tickets. From there, he hosted massive parties for his own birthday and award show parties, including in 2002 when he threw a post.
Diddy's parties where lots of people want to get invited to Diddy's parties and all of that.
In possession of one of the hottest summer tickets. From there, he hosted massive parties for his own birthday and award show parties, including in 2002 when he threw a post-MTV VMA shindig. The New York Post got its hands on an invitation, and the party's guidelines were shocking. Attendees were ordered to respect the dress code. So what did that mean exactly? Well, according to the invitation, if your shoes were scuffed up or if you were wearing jeans, you might be denied entry. The invite went on to instruct guests to have their stylist pull the best outfit for them or for them to select the flyest from their closet. The definition of fly shit was top fashion designers, which the invite listed as Diddy's brand, the Sean John Collection, Gucci, YSL, Versace, and Dolce & Gabbana, to name a few. There were even grooming requirements. For the fellas, they needed to have haircuts, shape-ups, and clean shaves. For the ladies, waxing, manicures, and pedicures were a must. Now, keep in mind that his parties were occurring during a time when most people didn't have access to cell phones, so details about his parties would spread from word of mouth. And Diddy even shared some insight on what went down behind closed doors during a 2002 interview on Late Night with Conan O'Brien. Diddy told Conan it was essential to have beautiful men and women in attendance. From there, he said alcohol was a requirement, as well as no air conditioning.
No air conditioning. Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
That just sounds disgusting.
In November 2002, he celebrated his 33rd birthday in Morocco at a palace. Deseret.com reported that 30 Moroccan musicians, belly dancers, and jugglers provided the perfect atmosphere for his 300 guests, which included Naomi Campbell and Ivana Trump. 8 months later, in July 2003, Diddy was ready to party again. This time, he threw a house party at his East Hampton home in honor of actor Bruce Willis. According to sfgate.com, Diddy surprised Bruce with a swimming pool full of topless women. The website went on to report that the women who refused to show their tig old bitties were told to get to stepping. Bruce reportedly jumped into the pool and frolicked with the ladies all night long.
Okay. Now you know there ain't no party like Diddy's party. Remember that? And then Cat Williams saying Diddy be wanting to party. You gotta tell him no. You gotta tell him no. Dress code.
Pool and frolicked with the ladies all night reportedly jumped into the pool and frolicked with the ladies all night long. An attendee told the website they went on until 8 a.m. and then Puffy served breakfast. During an interview on The Late Show with David Letterman, Diddy referenced one of his 2003 parties where Michael Jackson showed up on his doorstep. Diddy said the King of Pop wasn't even invited, so he was surprised to see him there. Apparently, Michael wasn't really interested in partying with Diddy. Instead, he asked Diddy, "Where is Beyonce?"
Bestie, you so damn messy, and I love it.
This was before Beyonce was married to Jay-Z, so Michael was guided over to where she was and they proceeded to get their groove on. By the time of his July 2004 white party, Diddy had kicked things up a notch. In addition to celebrating Independence Day, the party included his Vote or Die campaign to encourage people to vote in that year's presidential election. Over 1,000 guests were invited to a home in the Hamptons, including Reverend Al Sharpton, Mary J. Blige, LL Cool J, Aretha Franklin, and Paris Hilton, who the media later found out wasn't even registered to vote. According to the New York Post, Diddy arrived at the event shortly after 9:30 p.m. in a helicopter, dripped in diamonds, and while holding a copy of the Declaration of Independence. Paris Hilton, who the media later found out wasn't even registered to vote. According to the New York Post, Diddy arrived at the event shortly after 9:30 p.m. in a helicopter, dripped in diamonds, and while holding a copy of the Declaration of Independence. Code enforcers, cops, and fire marshals turned up shortly after 10 p.m., saying they were responding to many complaints about noise and traffic. About 16 vehicles were towed, and dozens more were issued tickets. Diddy's party organizers were issued multiple violations. The city councilman who issued the party permit said he regretted it and added, "I think I used poor judgment in allowing an event with these type of celebrities in a residential area." During a 2008 interview with People magazine, Diddy said he was inspired by the late Frank Sinatra. He said, "I love showing people a good time, throwing parties, and seeing people have fun. That's me. And Frank was the same. He loved entertaining."
Now, you know, it was not only Diddy doing all of this because, I mean, he learnt it from somewhere. He's seen it before. He's been invited to some of these parties. Now, picture how many of these celebrities do this type of parties. There ain't no party like Diddy party. Diddy be wanting to party, you gotta tell him no.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
According to Diddy, Chuck D of Public Enemy even dubbed him the Black Sinatra, and Diddy was proud of the title. That same year, he filmed a commercial for his vodka brand, Ciroc. The filming turned into a party on set that lasted 6 hours. Diddy told People magazine, "Somebody got naked and got into the pool. Actually, 2 people did, and one of them was me. We have that footage locked away in a safe. I always keep cameras rolling. You never know what may happen." Well, Cat Williams said it best.
Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
But Cat's warning came.
Didn't we just say I talk about this? Cat Williams once said, Diddy be wanting to party, you gotta tell him no. You gotta tell him no.
A bit too cameras rolling. You never know what may happen. Well, Cat Williams said it best.
Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
But Cat's warning came a bit too late for West Coast rapper Exhibit. During a February 2009 interview with Foxhole Radio, Exhibit detailed a wild night he had with Diddy and Corinne Superhead Steffens. According to Exhibit, he was at Diddy's New Year's party in Miami when Diddy suggested they go back to his house. Back at the residence, Diddy pulled Exhibit to the side and gave him a warning about Corinne. "That girl you with, that's the devil."
What?
And then Diddy allegedly said,
"So Puffy tells you that
she will videotape you with fingers in the booty." And I was like, what the fuck?
Exhibit assumed that Diddy must have had an encounter with Corinne that she filmed without his consent. Exhibit relayed the message to Corinne, and she laughed it off and said she would give him the details later. They all piled into a car and headed to a club, and things took an interesting turn. Exhibit noticed men inside the club kissing each other, and in another corner of the club, 2 men were blowing each other's backs out. Exhibit said he left right away and didn't even say goodbye to Diddy. Exhibit told Foxhole Radio, "I've been in a gang of clubs and I ain't never mistakenly stepped into a club with that kind of activity." As soon as the interview hit the airwaves, Diddy's team must have contacted Exhibit because Exhibit issued a statement that was supplied by Bad Boy Records. And keep in mind, Exhibit wasn't even signed to Diddy's label. In the statement, Exhibit wrote that he received a call from Diddy, and Diddy explained in further detail the nature of the club they attended. Exhibit added, "I have no beef with Diddy. Wow, so I wake up this morning and my phone is going nuts. I turn on the computer and find all this shit about me, throwing Diddy under the gay bus, whatever that means. All this spin that you journalists are putting on the statements I made on a radio show to directly affect a guy in a manner not intended is wrong." Ahead of Diddy's 40th birthday in 2009, Marlon Wayans tweeted, "Been doing Diddy's parties for 15 years, and I must say you never let me down, Puff. Ain't no party like a Diddy party."
You've been doing Diddy parties for 15 years. 15 years. And you see this? Ain't no party like a Diddy party. But scary things does happen in the Diddy's parties. Now what is it?
Good times, people.
They finna get statements from all you ninjas.
His 40th birthday party took place at the Plaza Hotel and was hyped up as the party of the century. A man named Bronson Van Wyck, who has organized events for the Obamas and the Clintons, was in charge of ironing out all of Diddy's party details. Bronson told W Magazine that every party starts off with Diddy giving his vision for the night, and then they go through and decide the flow and how they want guests to experience the event. He said Diddy was big on hospitality. There were always 3 to 4 times as many staff as there were guests. Bronson described the theme for his 40th birthday as being focused on the sensual over the overtly sexual. The experiential, not the spectacle.
Yep, sound freaky to me.
In December 2010, Diddy's trio Dirty Money released the album Last Train to Paris. To celebrate, Diddy threw a huge album release party at the London NYC Hotel. According to online outlets, Diddy told hotel managers he only invited 20 guests to his 2,500 square foot hotel room for an intimate gathering. However,
20 guests. Intimate.
Square foot hotel room for an intimate gathering. However, the crowd surged to more than 200 guests, including Kevin Hart. An insider stated Diddy had near-naked models lounging in bubble baths with candles lining the tubs. Unfortunately, one of the models' hair caught on fire and it was all caught on tape.
You know, doing what I do best. Oh, did the camera catch that? Got the camera.
By the time January 2012 rolled around, celebrities couldn't wait for Diddy's post-Grammy party that was taking place at the Playboy Mansion. According to TMZ, those who couldn't get an invite from the man himself would be able to purchase a ticket for $1,500. For those who wanted the VIP treatment, they would need to shell out $50,000. The VIP package included admission for up to 20 people, 2 cabanas, free bottle service, open bar, buffet dinner, and 15 female models. In an interesting twist, all the proceeds from the event went to a foundation that assisted children with AIDS and other chronic illnesses worldwide. A couple of weeks after his post-Grammy party, Diddy threw another party. This time, the party was to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the MGM Grand Casino in Mashantucket, Connecticut. He invited all his famous friends, but around 2 a.m., things got a bit messy. Ebony Magazine reported that Dipset rapper Jim Jones got into a fight with intoxicated casino patrons and a brawl ensued. When police arrived, Jimmy was maced and got his ass locked up and was charged with assault on a trooper and breach of peace. All of the partying came to a screeching halt in April 2013 when Diddy's children's mother, Kim Porter, was hit with a lawsuit by the family's former nanny. In the lawsuit, the nanny accused Kim of using substances around the couple's twin daughters, who were 6 at the time of the alleged incidents. The nanny claimed she noticed the twins were covered in a white powdery substance when she drove them to school. She also stated the twins found a bag containing the powder along with clear capsules filled with another powder substance in a bag in the back seat. Upon confronting Kim, the nanny was told that the bag contained medicine.
Girl, what kind of medicine?
Because they have really interesting lifestyle that one would not want to know. Really, really interesting lifestyle. And this is supposed to be normal.
Booger sugar.
The nanny also accused Kim of chain-smoking pot in the house while the girls were at home. She stated she was verbally and violently abused while working for the family and claimed she was wrongfully terminated in 2012 after she complained of a strong stench of marijuana. Kim settled with the nanny out of court in October 2014 for an undisclosed amount. More information about Diddy's raunchy parties was exposed during an August 2014 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. In the episode, Khloe, who was dating Diddy's artist French Montana at the time, said,
I think half the people there were butt naked.
Diddy's son Justin Combs received a full scholarship to play football at UCLA. Instead of allowing his son to enjoy his college experience in peace, Diddy showed up at one of Justin's college parties, and all hell broke loose. In June 2015, Diddy took to his social media account to write, I wanted to publicly apologize to my son for going to one of his parties at UCLA and embarrassing him by jumping from the top of the roof into the pool butt naked while his student body looked on and off. Mesmerized, impressed. I'm sorry, son. It will happen again.
Very good father. Very good father. It will happen again. Very, very good father. Very good one. Good role model.
For going to one of his parties at UCLA and embarrassing him by jumping from the top of the roof into the pool butt naked while his student body looked on and off. Mesmerized. Impressed. I'm sorry, son. It will happen again. In May 2017, Diddy's former personal chef, a woman named Cindy Rueda, claimed she was forced to work during Diddy's sex parties. In her lawsuit that was obtained by TMZ, Cindy claimed she was subjected to sexual harassment and denied overtime pay, along with being asked to prepare and serve entrees and appetizers to Diddy and his guests, while Diddy and his guests were engaged in or immediately following sexual activity. She also claimed in court documents that on at least one occasion she was summoned by Diddy to serve him a post-sex meal while he made suggestive comments. She alleged that he also asked her whether she was attracted to or liked his naked body. The chef worked for Diddy up until she was fired in May 2016 for stealing one of his watches. However, the chef claimed she was set up by one of the other house employees after she complained about the work conditions. Diddy quietly settled the case with her in 2019 for an undisclosed amount. Kim Porter passed away in November 2018 at the age of 47. The cause of her passing was listed as pneumonia. She and Diddy dated off and on for 10 years and shared 3 children. Diddy also adopted Kim's son Quincy, whom she conceived with R&B singer Al B. Sure. Diddy was planning to celebrate his 50th birthday in November 2019 with yet another star-studded event. However, he told People magazine that he had canceled the party 2 times because he couldn't imagine having a good time without Kim. When his actual birthday rolled around on November 4th, he told People magazine he still wasn't in a celebratory mood, so he had a quiet dinner instead. Never one to back out of throwing a big shindig, Diddy rescheduled his party on what would have been Kim's 49th birthday weekend in December 2019. 600 guests were in attendance. Diddy said the night worked out beautifully.
I think it's time to start freaking out about what we don't know about this Diddy situation.
And that brings us to November 2023. Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie filed a civil lawsuit against him for all that she endured during their relationship, including claims of human trafficking. In her court filing, she said within a few months of dating, Diddy told her that he wanted to participate in voyeurism. In other words, he wanted her to engage in intimate acts with other men while he...
Imagine Diddy's power. How scary he was.
In other words, he wanted her to engage in intimate acts with other men while he watched. He called these events Freak-offs. According to Cassie, Diddy instructed her to use websites and escort services to look for men with large black dangalangs. Cassie stated Diddy would sometimes fly the male escorts to them and would pay them a few $1,000s. His staff allegedly helped set up the freak-offs by obtaining the hotel suites and stashing baby oil and lube in the rooms. Cassie was allegedly instructed to wear lingerie and paint her nails white so there would be a stark contrast between her nails and the dark-skinned male body parts. Cassie admitted she was under the influence of pills and alcohol during the freak-offs, and she alleged that Diddy would watch, film, and stroke his eggplant during these hookup sessions. One day after she filed her lawsuit, Diddy settled with her for an undisclosed amount. His problems weren't over, though. Several more alleged victims came forward, including Diddy's Dirty Money bandmate, and in February 2024, a man named Rodney Lil Rod Jones, who was Diddy's former producer and videographer, accused Diddy of taking advantage of him numerous times. In his lawsuit, the man said Diddy even forced him to watch a video of his other producer, Stevie J, getting it in with another man. But that wasn't all. Rodney said a female cousin of Diddy's girlfriend, Young Miami, also attempted to take advantage of him. Rodney also accused Diddy, his son Justin Combs, and Stevie J of recruiting prostitutes and underage girls to attend their parties. Rodney included photos of the alleged underage girls in his lawsuit. However, the women reportedly came forward to say they were of age at the time the pictures were taken. One of the women was actually Diddy's son Justin's 30-something-year-old girlfriend. 2 of Diddy's homes were raided in March 2024, and 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube were retrieved, which corroborated Cassie's claims in her lawsuit that his staff would stash baby oil and lube in hotel rooms for their freak-offs. And then 2 months later, CNN released footage of Diddy assaulting Cassie in a hotel. Online sources speculated the feds were building a case against Diddy, and they were right. He was arrested on September 16, 2024, and has pleaded not guilty. As of this video, he remains behind bars. One day after his arrest, Kevin Liles announced that on September 30, 2024, he would resign as chairman and CEO of Warner Music's 300 Elektra Entertainment. Many thought his resignation was suspicious, since Warner formerly housed Diddy's Bad Boy Records. Kevin was also very vocal about defending Diddy. At this time, we're unsure if his resignation is connected to the Diddy allegations. On October 1, 2024, Texas-based attorney Tony Busby held a press conference to confirm that 3,000 people had come forward with claims against Diddy, and he was representing 120 of them in incidents that span over 20 years. The lawyer stated the accusers included males and females, with one of the alleged victims being 9 years old at the time of the alleged crime. In fact, the lawyer said 25 of the 120 accusers were minors at the time of the alleged assaults. The lawyer went on to state his team had collected pictures, videos, and texts as evidence of these claims. Most acts are said to have occurred in New York, California, and Florida at after-parties, album release parties, 4th of July parties, and New Year's Eve parties. Over half of the victims are said to have filed reports to either the police or hospitals. Several sought medical treatment and, when drug tested, showed evidence of weird drugs in their system, including horse tranquilizers. Apparently, there are other active participants involved, including complicit bystanders who helped facilitate or cover up Diddy's conduct. The lawyer stated that the individual lawsuits implicate many powerful people, and the lawsuits have many dirty secrets. It looks like Diddy's star-studded parties won't only be the catalyst of his downfall, but some of his celebrity guests are about to see their house of cards come tumbling down as well.
Exactly.
Diddy's resources, access, and connections have allowed him to get away with deviant behavior for far too long. And now it's time for this bad boy to pay the piper.
Exactly. It's about time. Diddy pay for this. It's about time. He be locked behind bars. Think about this, hearing all of this, none of this is okay. But think about what he's done, how long all of this has been going on, his power, how he's got a grip of people and all of that, the people who's been in the know. Yo, with all of this is really interesting, and we're talking about years. We're not talking about recent years. is wild. But again, it's a good thing that we're getting to know about this. Now, talk about other celebrities that are like Diddy, worse than Diddy, similar, whatnot, you name it, also groomed in particular. Is going to be really interesting. But do you think lots of the celebrities are going to be exposed like this? I don't think. Like, I'm not looking forward or I'm not expecting it, but if it does, it's a good thing. But if it doesn't, I mean, some of them, they still have like, I mean, they still want to keep them for something potentially they have or they want them to keep doing until they catch them and they have a build up case on them. It may be so, but let me know what you think about this. This is scary though, but let me know what you think about this. I would really love your thoughts on this. You can share the useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.